How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about Astral Radiance. We're going to look at the top 10 singles for this card. We're going to also be checking out the gem rates for the chase cards. Then we're going to go ahead and look at all the data and see the gains for the Sword and Shield sets from March to April. And we're going to compare the total set value of the Sword and Shield sets to Astral Radiance and Astral Radiance's total set value. And spoiler alert, Astral Radiance has gained about $70 in total set value since March, according to Pokedata.io, which is a really great resource that I highly recommend. But let's go ahead and check out all the data and let's try to determine if Astral Radiance is worth picking up, and do we have a team up situation like in Sun and Moon because of that short limited print. All right, let's go ahead and check out the booster box. Currently, there's a market price for Astral Radiance for $167.39, and it recently went back on stock on the Pokemon Center, but who knows how long that's going to last, because with Fusion Strike, when that second restock came back after being sold out, it was only there for like 2 weeks and then it was gone, and it's been gone ever since. So we don't really know how long this restock is going to last. But the last recent sales on TCG Player have been for $148, $149, and on 420, 4 boxes sold each for $139. So they got a little deal right there. And if you get on Pokemon Center, it's $143, and then plus tax can be like $153 or $155 depending on where you live. And so here's the booster box case right here. Market price $874. The last few sales $950 on April the 3rd, $899 and $919 on April the 2nd. However, if we look over here, even though the market price is $874 for the case, all the other listings are for above $1,000. So they're already adding that extra tax, like this is a sealed case, that's what you're getting. And so they're adding $200 on that market price. And honestly, I don't blame them, because if they really value this set, you're not going to sell your set on a bargain unless you absolutely need to. But if you're really trying to invest, really trying to make money off of your Pokemon collection and Pokemon investments, you're going to get, top dollar for what you paid for, I mean, it's money and it's your collection. So you have every right to sell it for however much you want. All right. So we're going to look at the gem rates for the top chase cards, and then we're going to look at we'll talk about the data on each card and how they're doing, and how they're absolutely, some of these cards are just skyrocketing, taking off. All right, so the full art Machamp V, there was a total graded through PSA 3,911, 2,343 got the gem mint 10, and so that's a 59% gem rate right now for the gem rate for the Machamp V. And so you're going to notice that overall Astral Radiance has a really good print run, because most of these cards have a high gem rate. And so, but that might not matter as much, because this set wasn't as printed as the other sets, and you could see by the, people are starting to buy up these singles, because if they don't have the singles already, a lot of people are like, hey, let's just buy it now, because we don't know how expensive these cards can be. We don't know if there's gonna, if a lot of these cards will skyrocket and then fall. Only time will tell for this set. All right. So for the full art origin form Palkia V, 3,829 were submitted for grading through PSA, and 2,175 got the gem mint 10. So that's 56% for that gem rate right there. 56% got the 10. And then next we have the origin form Dialga V, my favorite card in the set. 3,924 were submitted to PSA, 2,200 got the gem mint 10, and so that is a gem rate of 56%. So that's pretty high. That's really high for those chase cards, and that's great, because if you get that gem mint card, or if that card looks pretty nice, you want to grade it, you could see some great returns in the future, especially with the fact that this set wasn't printed as much as like Lost Origin and Silver Tempest and a lot of the other sets, especially Battle Styles. All right. So next we have the Starmie V full art card featuring Misty. And so there was 4,000. There has been 4,050 graded through PSA, 2,500 522 got the Gem Mint 10. So that is a gem rate of 62% for a Gem Mint 10. So that's really high. And so, shout out to all the people getting those Gem Mint 10s on these cards, because it's not easy to do. All right. So next we're going to go ahead and dive into the singles. We have the Pokemon card, the price from January, the price from April, and the gains and losses. And you can see there was a lot of gains. And then we'll talk about each Pokemon set and kind of compare it and see how they're doing relative to Astral Radiance, because Astral Radiance has been taking off and been doing pretty well lately. All right, so the first card we have the Machamp V. And kind of like the Tyranitar in Battle Styles, like if an alt art is under $90 and it's one of the main chase cards, now they're starting to get picked up because Sword and Shield Ride is getting really popular right now. Everyone's making the move on Sword and Shield, investing a lot of money in Sword and Shield before these sets start to kind of, take off and be too expensive. So we could see that's happening with this set with all the gains right now. And so we have the Machamp alt art was selling in January for $83.77 on January 27th. Currently selling for $108.24. And so that is a gain of 29%, 0.21. So almost a 30% gain since March. It's getting really popular, this set, right? And especially that Machamp V. The Machamp V has a lot of lovers and a lot of haters. Personally, I'm on the side that it's not my favorite, but I can understand why people like it. And some people like it a lot. And so far, TCG Player hasn't fully caught up, but the market price is 108. All right, next we have the Origin Form Palkia V alt art. And it was selling for January for $32. Now it's selling for $41.24. And it's been having some steady growth for the past 3 months. It had a couple dips, but nothing wrong with that, That's the ebbs and flows of the market. But it's good to see that healthy growth. And as of lately, at the end of March, it's starting to skyrocket and level out. So that is a gain of 28%. 28%. Really good for that Origin Form Palkia. I prefer the Dialga, but I understand why people like that super epic artwork, because it's based on a famous artist from back in the day, way back in the day. All right, next we have Starmie V featuring Misty. In January, look at these turbulent waters for this card, man. In January, it was selling for $38.88. Let me make sure I'm good real quick. Yeah, I'm chilling. And so $38 in January, currently selling for $39.87. That's only a 2.55% gain. But look at that. Even though it's been really volatile these past 3 months, it's trending in the upward direction. So that's really good to see. All right, next we have my favorite card in the set, the Origin Form Dialga V. This would be the only reason why I would buy this set at all, personally. And the Sneasler, the Hisuian Sneasler card is sick. But anyways, this card has had really good steady growth. In January, it was selling for $25.19. Currently selling for $40.08. And so that is a 59% gain. And so really healthy, steady growth for this card. I think people are appreciating that artwork. It's really epic. It's so different. And I'm pretty sure it's illustrated by Mitsuhiro Arita. I'm pretty sure. And so super popular artist. I'm pretty sure they have a lot of art in Chilling Reign and then a Charizard art somewhere. But yeah, 59% gain. And that's since March. So that's a huge amount of gain. That's a huge amount. And so maybe not since March, but since that January mark right there. All right, next we have the, let's see. I'm noticing it's $24, so maybe not a 59% gain. Or actually, yeah, gosh, man, sometimes these numbers just shock me. Like, it really has gained 59%. That's awesome. Anyways, let's go to the next card. The Beedrill V. I was just shook because that's a lot of, man. If you had that card, man, gosh, would you sell it right now? All right, so Beedrill V. So in January, it was selling for $17.93. Currently selling for $24.36, and that is surprisingly a 35.86% gain. So it's had a lot of steady growth, kind of like a lot of these cards in this set, just a lot of steady growth since January. So that's really good to see. We can see that it took a dip at the end of March, but it's starting to trend in the upward direction. So that's really good to see. All right, next we have the Double Turbo Energy card. I think this is a playable card with the Ancient Paradox Pokemon to like accelerate energies and stuff. If you know, let me know in the comments below. So this card was selling for $15.19 in early January. Currently selling for $23.90. So that is a 57.34% gain. So really great to see for this card. Personally, if I have this card, I would probably sell it. I want to play the Pokemon TCG. I just haven't gone around to it. But I am going to a tournament tomorrow for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon at a friend's house. So I'll be able to learn Pokemon tomorrow. So I'm excited. I really want to learn the TCG. All right. Next, we have the Irida full art card. In January, was selling for $19.36. Currently selling for $22.43. And that is a 15.86% gain. And yeah, it's been doing really well lately. It's had some steady growth, trending in the upward direction. Had a little dip in early March, and doing really well. So that's really good to see for this card. And I actually have this card. I got it in a trade. All right, next, let's see if I butcher the name. Oh, I see what I did. I forgot the Garchomp. Oh well, maybe we'll check out the Garchomp in a little bit. Because I don't. Oh, it's right here actually. Might be. They're just out of order. All right. We have the Garchomp V. In January, it was selling for $19.76. Currently, even though it's been pretty volatile these past 3 months, just going up and down, trading above $19, below $19, getting bought up. Now, it's starting to take off right there. You can see right there that once it hit that 20 mark, it was starting to get bought up a lot. So since January, that is a 6.63% gain. So Garchomp V doing really well. And honestly, it's a really cool card. It's starting to warm up on me a little bit. I just like how I thought it was a Cynthia card, but it's a Garchomp card. Like, I don't know how I missed that. All right, next we have the Hisuian Sneasler V alt art. In January, was doing really well. It was selling for $20.41. However, then it started to trend in the downward direction and was selling for about $19 for a little while. And then in early March started to take off a little bit, a lot of sales happening, and was trending in the upward direction for $19.45. And that's what it's currently going for now. And so that is a loss of 4.71%. And so really great card. You know, I understand maybe why it's a little more volatile. It's not everyone's favorite card. It's not the ultimate chase card in the set. But it is a sweet card, right? Kind of reminds me of Paradox Rift, all those cards that you could pull that aren't like the coolest cards, but the artworks are really nice. And same thing with Temporal Forces. Some of those artworks are really nice too, especially with the chase card. That's a whole nother story. All right, next we have the Origin Form Dialga. Was selling in January for $20.20. Currently selling for only $19.50. I don't have the gain or loss, but it's lost 70 cents. You know, was taken off for a little bit, but I mean, it is a cool card, but definitely probably had to do with maybe the TCG a little bit. Personally, I would love to have this card in my collection or even grade it because I just like Diamond and Pearl so much. And then we have some honorable mentions. We have the Irida Secret card. Market price is $16.39. Then we have the Origin Form Dialga V-Star Rainbow card, $13.57. And then we have the Hisuian Lilligant V card. A lot of people like this card, $9.85. And then the Palkia Origin Form V-Star. Market price, $11.50. So just some honorable mentions, you know. Man, this set has a lot going for it, and that's what we're going to talk about next because, honestly, this set is crazy. It's got a lot of depth. It's got a lot of interesting artworks, and the fact that it has that limited print run or was short printed, whatever we want to call it, Someone tell me in the comments below. But it was what, short printed that one time, and then since then has been restocked on the Pokemon Center. Really, really cool to see. It didn't get all those reprints, right? Like Silver Tempest and Lost Origin, and even Evolving Skies got a small reprint, right? So, all right, now let's go ahead and look at the set Astral Radiance. The set value is $700. The set value in March was $701.40. Currently, in April, the set value is $771.77. And this is data from Pokedata.io. And so that is, for an overall set value, that is a gain of 10%, 10.03%. So, and that's since March. So this set has been getting a little more popularity. People were going back looking at the singles. A lot of these singles weren't very expensive in comparison to other sets. And so I think people start appreciating these cards and just starting to buy them, because you'd rather buy cards when they're less expensive normally than when they're more expensive, right? Now let's look at the booster box. In March was selling for $139.15. Now the TCG player market price for this set is $167.39. So that is a 20.3% gain. And so probably a big reason is, right, we talked about the limited print run of this set, and it got sold out on the Pokemon Center, and now it's restocked, but we don't know how long it's going to be restocked. And like I mentioned, in Sun and Moon we had Team Up, and Cosmic Eclipse may be a better set than Team Up, and Unified Minds maybe, and Ultra Prism not as much. But Team Up is an incredible set, but look how expensive it is. It's the most expensive set now, and largely in part because of the one print run, or the limited print run of the Team Up set. So do we have that for this set? I'm not really sure, but let's go ahead and compare. I have these rankings for set value in April right here, and then I have the booster box rankings. So let's go ahead and check out the booster box rankings, because that is super important. Because if Astral Radiance is the 7th most expensive set, it has 12 cards. Here's the depth cards, or the depth of the set, the depth of cards for each set. So what I did is I put $10, and I looked at each set, and I wanted to see how many cards were above $10. For example, Evolving Skies 33, Chilling Reign 23, Astral Radiance has 12, Fusion Strike only has 8. I need to double check that, but Brilliant Stars 15. And so really interesting, because the depth of a set, I believe, is really going to play a big part in how expensive these booster boxes are over time. Because if we look at the set value right here for Evolving Skies, it's currently, I just updated this today, $3,000 in terms of total set value. And in March, that was $2,426. So the total set value was about $2,500. Now, as of today, April 26th, $3,000 in set value. So that is a total set value gain of 25%. So that is really crazy to see, and that's why the set is in first place. However, look at Chilling Reign. The booster box is the 5th most expensive, and in March it was $183. Now the booster box for Chilling Reign has a market price on TCG Player of $215, so that's a 17% gain. So now if we look at Astral Radiance, it's in 7th place. Now, what's more expensive than Astral Radiance for a booster box? Well, we have Lost Origin barely by about $10. And Lost Origin is not sold out, or actually it just sold out on the Pokemon Center, and I just updated this price today. So Lost Origin just sold out on Pokemon Center, and it's, the booster box is more expensive than Astral Radiance, but it has a bigger chase card, right, with the Aerodactyl and the Giratina. But it does have a gain of 6% since March, and so I'm surprised Lost Origin hasn't taken off yet. Maybe it's going to take a couple weeks, but we'll see. So Lost Origin is more expensive for a booster box right now. And then we have Chilling Reign, $215 more expensive for a booster box right now. And then after Chilling Reign, we get to Rebel Class, which isn't really popular. The set has lost 2% since March. And then in third, we have Fusion Strike, starting to get really popular lately, $244. And so that's an 8.95% gain since March, because in March it was selling for 224. So, and I have a video on that. Um, but yeah, so in third, and then in second, we have Sword and Shield base, $272. That's a booster box gain of 1.54% since March. And so I really like that Snorlax. Honestly, the only reason why I think I want to get some ETBs for Sword and Shield, definitely not a booster box, is because of the Snorlax. Like, I just need one of each because the Snorlax is sick, the VMAX. But yeah, so these are the rankings so far, and my argument for Astral Radiance is that, you know, it's one day it's gonna be more expensive than Rebel Clash for sure. Rebel Clash $220. So Astral Radiance is gonna have some time to grow, but it's honestly worth picking up because if it's already better than like Sword and Shield base, Rebel Clash, Darkness Ablaze, and Vivid Voltage, and most likely Battle Styles. Battle Styles has great alternate arts. I just did a video on that if you want to check it out. But I mean, it's gonna do better probably than Battle Styles. I mean, I like Battle Styles more just because the Urshifu's are really cool, but Urshifu isn't as popular. But it has the Empoleon and the Tyranitar. So yeah, so you know, Astral Radiance is going to do really well. Eventually, it's going to hit the $200 mark. It's just a matter of when. So if you want to get it, it's probably better to get within the next couple months, you know, before it goes above $200. Personally, I don't have any. I've been investing in, gosh, like, I got a bunch of Paradox Rift. I got one Twilight Masquerade. I actually like Twilight Masquerade. I think it's a cool set. And Temporal Forces is a great set. I have 3 of those. So I just haven't pulled it on Astral Radiance because I'm trying to wager, do I want to play $153 on Pokemon Center? And I'm like, well, maybe I do because like we talked about, you know, it was short printed and it didn't get any reprints. So what if it's really valuable in the future? Should I get 2 boxes? Should I get one? But then what if I want to sell that one? So a lot of questions, right, to be had. But again, the fact that it wasn't reprinted as much is probably going to play a huge role in the future. It just always does because Rebel Clash is a terrible set. Really bad. There's only 8 cards above $10. And it's just a terrible set. And it's selling for $220. And that one was short printed or limited. It had a limited print run. Or a single print run. Whatever we want to call it. I know there's differences, sort of, but someone else can explain that to me. But yeah, and it's better than Darkness Ablaze for sure. I mean, obviously it's already higher, but is it better than Brilliant Stars? Let me know in the comments below. Is it better than what's in 6? Is it better than Lost Origin? Maybe not because of that Giratina. But now let's look at the set value. So total set value, 6th place. Then we have Brilliant Stars. They're pretty neck and neck. Actually, Brilliant Stars is no longer in 5th place, so I gotta change that because the crown is now given to Astral Radiance. Let's go, baby. 5th, 5th out of 12 sets with overall set value, so that's really good because above that we have Lost Origin, and then in 3rd we have Fusion Strike. A lot of people love Fusion Strike. And then Chilling Reign, and then Evolving Skies. So, now, PokeData.io is a super great tool. I highly recommend it. We're just going to look at it real quick. Gosh, where is the freaking Astral Radiance? Right there. Too bad the Darkrai ETBs, there's no Darkrai Altar. That would have been sick, because the ETB has a Darkrai on the box, but it's just dumb. There's only a V-Star and V. But anyways, so, you know, this is the overall set. You know, it has a huge trainer gallery. So let's go ahead and check out the trainer gallery. It has the Galarian Moltres, the Zacian, the Galarian Articuno. I think these are like Sun and Moon characters. Let me know in the comments. It has the Shadow Rider, Ice Riders. These ones, the Zapdos with what's her name from the Sword and Shield show. Has this guy from the game, Sword and Shield, right, with the Zamazenta. And so has Alistair, right? Alistair was an interesting character. Has Pierre. And so there's the Typhlosion, super cool. Has Grant. There's the Darkrai V-Star. You know, they should have given it an Altart if they're going to put it on the box. But then it has these random cool trainer galleries like the Kingdra. What else? This Mightyena. They're not expensive, right? But it just adds overall set value, you know? And this is probably why it'll be a better set than Battle Styles in the future, or at least more expensive. But anyways, that's all I have for you today. I'll see you next time, everyone. Peace.